Although people have trouble saying wolf. I do too, actually. A lot of people say woof.
I'm Seth, and as you can see, we are hard at work on our new show, Future Man, where Josh Hutcherson plays a time-traveling janitor who is desperately trying to save the future without completely f***ing up the past.
Reading this line on IMDb describing the show seems pretty crazy. How would you describe it for someone?
We travel back in time to find the one person who can save us, and there's a lot of hijinks involved, and a lot goes wrong and a lot goes right, and we discover ourselves through the process when we thought we were just hardcore warriors, and Josh, who's not at all he's a janitor, becomes a warrior.
So there's a janitor and there's an STD clinic, and that's about it, actually.
Heroes and destruction.
No, I play Wolf, and Eliza Coop plays Tiger, and we are the remaining ingredients of a rebellion from the future, and we come to 2017 to find the future man, Josh Hutcherson, and save the world. That's kind of it in a nutshell.
So how did this whole concept come about?
Well, it's actually started as a movie script that I was developing with Seth and Evan and James Weaver, who are my partners on the show. And we'd made a bunch of R-rated movies together, like Superbad and Pineapple Express, and we thought, this might be the next one. The world has changed a little bit. R-rated movies are harder to get made, and audiences and this and that, and we all love television. And one day we were sitting around and we thought, God, this is a crazy good idea. And there's so many different ideas, roads to go down with this idea. Why don't we do it as a TV show?
So what made you want to say yes?
The script was hilarious. I mean, and a lot of things have changed because of the time travel that happens in the series, and there's been a lot of new ideas thrown in and everything, but there was just this consistent, really funny, really extreme tone that had like a lot of violence and sexual content, but that it was also like very high concept. So that seems to be something that Seth and Evan do particularly well. Yeah.
Together very nicely. What can you tell me about your character?
I am a huge jerk who's really mean to Josh Hutcherson, so yeah, I'm
like you could be a jerk.
that's a fun part. But when time he travels through time, things change and our relationship changes. But yeah, from the pilot episode, I'm a big bully towards him, and he's just a loser janitor, and he just has to take it for the time being.
Character's name is Tiger, which I think is pretty awesome. So what can you tell me about her?
She is basically Sarah Connor with more edge, purple hair, and a potty mouth.
It's pretty badass to have a name, Wolf, right?
Love it, yeah.
The beard is for too?
Although people, kind of, yeah. I also just get lazy. Although people have trouble saying wolf. I do too, actually. A lot of people say woof. Like roof.
Saying that, I'm probably going to have problems saying it.
Yeah, but it is. It's a thing that happens a lot. Like it would happen on set a lot too. So it was a funny thing. But yes, it's a badass name. He's a badass dude.
On a show like this, there's always so many funny things that can happen. I don't know how you keep a straight face. So were there any great bloopers behind the scenes?
There absolutely will be. She just asked me that like a minute ago, and I was trying to remember because there was one scene that we really had trouble getting through because it was so ridiculous, but it's kind of a pivotal plot point, so I can't quite say what it is yet.
Like halfway through the season, how far?
Yes, it's like episode 5 or 6, yeah.
Being on Hulu, does that give you kind of more freedom to do things on this TV show that you wouldn't necessarily with a network?
100%, yeah. It's incredible the freedom we had, and to feel that you have that freedom, you don't feel it's funny when you feel constricted and constrained that you can't do something, you want to go crazy and do all these things to kind of piss people off. But when you have the freedom, you're like, oh cool, I'm going to push it here, and then I'm going to not here, and then I'm going to push it there. So you kind of just I think they're kind of smart to do that.
You get to play more, right? To see how far you can just
exactly.
Get to binge it all at once. So it kind of feels like it could just be your whole movie there.
Well, it's funny you say that. We talked about it that way. That it was the idea was for it to feel like a giant movie. And so creatively, the storytelling and all that, holistically, that should be the way you feel at the end of the season. So you're spot on. We obviously all bring a lot of that to what we do because that's sort of where we started. But it's amazing. I mean, it works in half-hour installments brilliantly, but I binge everything I can. So my hope is if people do that, they'll feel like it really it just grabs you at the end of every episode and also hangs together beautifully as a piece.
Pitch the show. Why should people tune into Hulu, binge this show?
People should absolutely watch and binge this show. I will be binging it as soon as possible because the huge sort of kaleidoscope of time periods and tones and music and comedy that show has, like, it's going to be quite something to take in all at once, all in one weekend. So I'm excited for it myself.
Because it's like a movie and it's not anything anyone has ever seen. You will laugh, you might cry, like pretty close to crying at least. You're going to be a little bit grossed out, and then you're going to be like, "Aww."
It's all the feels.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's time travel, and I have purple hair. I mean, that's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
What the f***? I told you! I told you! Ah! Oh no! Oh help! Oh help! Oh no! It's not that bad. It's not that bad. You were right. This was not smart.